Hi everyone, my name is Mari Kardash Makchu, and today I would like to welcome you to my presentation, which is about investigating the perspectives of early childhood educators in integrating digital technology in their teaching practice. Young children of today are currently living in a highly digital and technologically enhanced world. As a result, the way in which children learn has changed, with digital technologies now being acknowledged as an essential part of learning experiences of children in the prior to school settings. According to Early Childhood Australia and the National Association for the Education of Young Children and Fred Rogers Centre, digital technology has the potential of enhancing young children's learning and development when used intentionally and within the framework of developmentally appropriate practice. The growing acceptance of the role of technologies in children's learning has led to the increased demands for early childhood professionals to use digital technology in ways that enhances children's learning. Therefore, the aim of this study is to explore the perspective of early childhood professionals as well as their competencies in integrating technologies in their professional practice of providing quality learning experiences for young children. This study investigated how educators' disposition towards technology impact their decisions to use technology in the early childhood classroom. This research project has reviewed a number of literatures relating to early childhood educators' competencies in integrating digital technology in their practice. Findings from the literature review revealed that educators have mixed perspectives, both positive and negative, about the inclusion of technology in the education of young children. Age also seems to be a factor that influences educators' beliefs and integration of technology in the early childhood classroom, with younger teachers showing more positive beliefs about technology as an effective mode of learning. Free service and in-service training programs is also found to be important in developing the confidence of educators in technology integration. This research was conducted in one of the childcare centers in the Harborside suburb of the North Shore, where the participants were the early childhood educators in the service who were utilizing various technology and digital devices in their teaching practice. However, opportunity sampling was also used to encourage anyone who would like to take part in the research. This research used a qualitative approach where data was collected in the participants' naturalistic settings to gain a more comprehensive and better understanding of the participants' perspectives about digital technology. The constructivist worldview was also utilized to understand the multiple perspectives of the participants about the use of technology for teaching and learning. Triangulation of methods was used to achieve rigor, reliability, and validity of the research study. To address the research question, a set of questionnaires were given to the participants, and a few selected participants were also invited to take part in a face-to-face interview. The responses of the participants to the questionnaires and interview was then analyzed through an inductive process method. This research acknowledged that collecting information about and from people requires ethical considerations. Therefore, prior to conducting this research, voluntary and informed consents and permission forms were obtained from the participants who participated in the study. The privacy and confidentiality of the participants, as well as the educational settings, was respected. Therefore, their names were not reflected in this research. The researcher was objective and ensured that the gathered information was protected, accurate, and free from bias in accordance with the Early Childhood Australia's Code of Ethics and the National Statement on Ethical Conduct in Human Research and Privacy Act. A total of 17 qualified early childhood educators participated in the studies, with 16 identified as female and with only one male participant. The teaching experiences of the participants ranged between 1 to 25 years, while the participants' age ranged from 21 to 59 years, with only 4 participants falling on the 21 and 20 to 29 years of age bracket, while the rest of the participants were aged 30 and above. In regards to attitudes about technology, 14 participants supports the use of technology in the early childhood classroom. They recognize the benefits of technology in improving children's learning and in preparing children to school life and for the future. Only 3 of the 17 participants opposed the use of technology. They cited children's early age and the negative impact of technology to children's health as their reasons. The participants also cited some of the challenges that they experience in integrating technology in their teaching practice. This includes the limited or lack of technological resources, concerns of families regarding children's use of technology, and communicating the benefits of technology to families who do not recognize its value. Many of the participants in this study reported having access to various technologies. The technological devices that they frequently use inside the classroom includes projector, laptop or desktop computer, digital camera, tablet or iPad, and smartphone or iPhone, while television and an interactive whiteboard are the technologies that they have never been used. Many of the participants also believe that both the home and early childhood setting share the responsibility of teaching the children how to use technologies, with only one participant saying that it should be at home. The majority of the participants in this study reported that they did not receive any free service or in-service professional development about technology integration. Only 4 out of the 17 participants stated that they have received informal technological training during the course of their study. Despite this, more than half of the participants still said that they are very confident in their knowledge and skills to use technology in their teaching, while 5 respondents reported they are somewhat competent and the remaining 3 respondents stated neutrally. The participants were also asked about their familiarity with the Early Childhood Australia Statement on Young Children and Digital Technologies. 6 of the participants stated that they are very familiar with the statement, while 8 reported moderately familiar and the 3 cited that they were not familiar at all. 3 out of the 4 participants who were interviewed also cited that proper awareness programs, workshops, and professional development regarding digital technologies are needed in promoting educators' use and integration of technology in their teaching. After careful analysis and interpretation of the gathered data, this study generated the following results. The majority of the participants supported the use of technology regardless of their gender, age, and teaching experiences. This is in contrary to the past studies which identified age and teaching experience as an aspect that influence educators' beliefs and integration of technology in the classroom. This study also generated similar results from previous study which revealed that educators held a mixed perspective, both negative and positive, regarding technology use in early childhood education. The participants in the study also cited that they frequently use technologies available inside the classroom. This finding contradicts the past studies which suggested that although educators are competent users of technology, they rarely use technology in their teaching practice. The perceived importance of pre-service and in-service training programs in developing the confidence of educators in using technology in the classroom by previous studies seem to be consistent with this study, with the participants that received technology training during their studies reported that they all felt very confident in their skills of using technology in their teaching. This study was about understanding the perspective of educators towards technology and how it impacts their decision to use the technology in the early childhood classroom. The result of this study made it clear that gender, age, and teaching experience does not impact the participants' technology use. On the contrary, findings also suggest that educators' attitudes and beliefs, access to and availability of technological resources, and pre-service and in-service technological training program were the factors that influenced the confidence and decisions of educators to use and integrate technology in the early childhood setting. Many of the participants in this study also demonstrated their awareness of the potential learning benefits of technology to young children. However, there is still much needs to be done to change the negative attitudes, beliefs, and actual practices of early educators regarding technology integration. Based on these findings, it is recommended that further investigation is needed to gain a more deeper understanding of the factors that influence educators' confidence and decision to use and integrate technology in the early education and care setting. That is the end of my presentation, and thank you all for listening.